Welcome back to Les Schwab Tire Center's Outdoor GPS. It's time for Owin's Field Report, sponsored by Les Schwab Tire Centers.
Guess who we got? Mr. Bill Herzog. Bill, it's good to see you, man.
My pleasure, sir.
Thanks for making the drive down. First off, everyone, this is not just him just making a drive down the road to come hang out with me on the set. Okay, he's got to make a commitment, a long drive to get his booty down here and to do it in winter. I guess it's a good thing it's an El Nino year because you made it pretty easy, didn't you?
When it's 40 degrees over the pass, no complaints.
I got a lot of complaints, but I'm glad to see him. But I'm going to make him hang out with me for a couple of minutes here. We've got several phone call or questions that have come in via phone call, so we're going to get to those. I want to utilize my time, but I got to get through what I got to get through because people pay for that, believe it or not. That's why they're called what they're called. My field report, pretty simple. I'm chasing ducks. My head is solely on figuring out why things have fallen apart. I mean, really, in the last week or so, how about you? Have you been shooting limits?
Yeah.
The last week has really been how things have just nosedived. Now, every year we have what we would typically call a December lull, right? Well, generally it happens early, and then things start to pick up. Well, that's not it. It's just everywhere I've been this week, and I've hunted 3 different days with the holiday, right? From the east to west and in between. And it's just a total grind. The last shoot day that I was out, I only took 3 ducks. Okay, so for me, that's, you know, listen, I love to be out, I love to have fun, and I love to chase these things, but, you know, it's really just a really weird year. If you're targeting ducks right now, not geese in particular, but ducks, it's just a really weird year. I hope that things are better for you in the long run. River levels, though, this is one that you'll be able to understand, river levels, right? Because I know that these are important for you as well. Now, I'm not doing river levels all the way up where you are. What's your home? What would you call your home river?
The Hoe.
The Hoe?
The Hoe, absolutely.
Really? So you're far enough? That's okay.
Well, it's only 300 miles from my house, but it's my home river.
Okay, so. All right, now how in the world does that work? 300 miles, so you're going to migrate 300 miles to get to your river.
My uncle used to say it was 100 miles further, I'd still drive. Doesn't matter.
And it's still a river that you can fish up there because they've been closing you guys off a lot.
We got 3 left.
3 left.
3. Yep,
right.
A precious 3. We can go on that for a while if you like, but I'd rather not.
Dude, look what they just did to my green Peter down here in Oregon.
Oh, what? It looks like this floor. What happened?
Listen, we need to start suing people. Anyway, I didn't say that. Sorry, I'm backing that off. Clackamas River, this is my home river. It's about 300 minutes. Not even, excuse me. It's like 30 minutes from my house for my home river. But you can see that it's leveled off, right? It's at 12.5 currently, and that's actually, if you look at this river, at 12.5 now, that's actually our old 11.5. That's low and clear, and that's the way everything is in the valley right now. We're working over towards the coast, the same thing, low and clear, although anything with the 5 point something in front of it on these North Coast rivers, not bad, but certainly getting into those areas where if you're going to be targeting steelhead, play the conditions low and clear if you're going to be heading out first. Same thing, the sleds, working our way south. We're going to get to the Alsea, same thing. These rivers are very much stable, but in the low, clear conditions, Nehalem as well. As far as reports for steelhead goes this week, I got nothing but bleak reports this week. Now, there were some fish caught. We actually had somebody that used the tech tip that we had last week for back trolling plugs to get their first steelhead back trolling plugs. I don't think we showed that this week. Maybe it'll be next week. But at the very least, those are the kinds of conditions that you might do that in. Low, clear conditions, depending on the river systems that you're on. Don't forget the Procure giveaway, though. That Procure giveaway is always a big one. Right now, it's slanted towards what we're talking about, winter steelhead. These are the pieces of the puzzle that will help you be successful when you get out there to target some winter steel, no matter what it is, and you've got all the right sense there. If you fall off there and break an ankle, I'm not going to be happy.
You'll know.
Let's not do that. You want to target some steelhead coming up as well. Okay, if I'm not going too fast, and I hope that I'm not, let's check in with Katie Suniga and find out what our weather is going to be this upcoming week, because it could be a bit interesting. And I know that this is one of those crazy years. You've been doing this long enough to know that El Nino can be a bit of a curveball.
It has been a big curveball for us, and I have some stuff to show you. But first, look. It's snowing. I wish I could tell you that this was going to just absolutely cover everything with 30 inches like it did not too long ago, but it's not. It's only expected to be about an inch or two, and there's a couple of reasons why. One is our snow levels are dropping, getting down to around 4,000 feet today, and they start going back up. And you'll notice that we have snow levels that state a potential for snow, but the problem is we do not have the precipitation to go with it, and that's where the El Nino factor comes in, because we have that split jet stream, and so we see one way up in Canada, and then we have these cutoff lows that drop below us, and that's exactly what is happening this week. Snow potential, this is all the way through Tuesday, and we're looking at only 2 inches. You just follow that color grid to right up here, and you can see that's just 2 inches. That's as much, maybe 2 to 3. Head over to the east, and you're only looking at a potential of a ½ inch of snow in those areas. As far as rain, we are expecting more today, and we could potentially get some wraparound showers when we have that cutoff low. But here on the model forecast, you'll know by the time we get to 4 o'clock, things start to back off for us a bit. And then by the time we go into New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, it's just a few clouds. Not seeing any chance for precipitation. Now we're getting all the way into Tuesday. Tuesday night into Wednesday is when we could see that cutoff low. How much rain could we see with this, what's happening for us today? Very slowly accumulating. You can see here and there, not happening too quickly. And we're only looking for about 1/10 to 3/10 of an inch. Here's what it looks like when you lay it out on the 7-day. Some days are showers, some days are sunny. All temperatures are mild. Everything is above average. And Owen, we are on track to be the warmest or the second warmest December on record, only by like a hair of a degree. It's like tiny. We're saying like the average, the hottest December we had on record is like 46.4 degrees for the month, and right now we're at 46.3.
Very, I mean, again, it's just one of those weird years, and I'm going to chalk it up to it being El Nino, right?
Yes, no, that's exactly right.
And it's nothing new, everyone. I get that a lot, Katie. I don't know if you do as well.
Yeah,
but at the very least, we appreciate it. Thank you very much. There you go, everyone. So that's going to give you an idea of what you can expect this week when you're talking about the conditions. And it looks like all the rivers are going to be very much stable. There's no big bounces or anything that's going to happen, which is a good thing, right? In the long run, if you want to get out there and do it. Okay. Now, we got lots of questions, right? I made the mistake of saying, hey, if you got questions for Bill, call us up right now, right?
That's called content.
It's called content.
Yes,
see?
Works.
He's got it, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Let's go with the very first one. You're not going to be able to hear it, okay? But I will, and I'm going to relay. Okay. I've got Greg from Beaverton. He's got a question about spinners for Bill. Okay. And you're kind of known for spoons and spinners.
Yeah, okay.
Have you heard that before?
A little bit of metal.
Okay, a little bit of metal. Metal God, right there. Greg, real quickly, what's your question for Bill?
Hey, Owen, real quickly, I just want to say you make it worth staying home on the weekends to watch the show.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Greg.
And it's Sam and Ray. I get Greg and Ray mixed up now and then, but it's Sam and Ray.
Oh, it's Sam and Ray. I'm sorry. That's all we would need to know. Sam and Ray, what's your question?
I fish spinners a lot. I like chucking spinners. And I was just wondering, does Bill think a spinner can get sprung? I catch fish or cast it into a tree or a rock, and I have to bend it back. And then all of a sudden, it doesn't catch fish. I put a new spinner on, and I'm catching fish again. I was just wondering, is there a point where you might as well just put that spinner in the box and retie it?
Great question, Greg. Thanks for calling and asking the question. And he does give us quite a bit of info on our Facebook page as well. Can a spinner get beat up enough to where it's not going to be as effective as it was when it was new? Say it was hung up in a rock tree, you bent the hook, you bent the body, and then you straighten it all back out again, start fishing it. He doesn't catch fish as much as he did when it was a brand new spinner. Can a spinner get beat up so much to where it's not going to catch fish like it did when it was brand new?
It goes two ways. Yes, if you're fishing like low clear conditions, the beat up ones that get a little bit duller, they seem to work better, right? Just make sure your spinner shaft is straight. Sometimes you'll look at it and go, yeah, it's straight, but sometimes the bell housing or the weight in the middle, it'll be bent in the middle there and you'll not see that. It won't, you won't notice it. Make sure that thing is completely straight, and by all means, make sure your hook is completely sharp. But check that spinner wire shaft. That's the whole key.
Okay, that's a great question. I mean, really, one fish can beat up no matter what kind. I mean, I'm a blue fox guy. What kind of?
And blue fox,
Okay,
absolutely.
so same
but
thing.
check your clevis also.
Okay.
If the clevis got bent in a little bit, it'll prevent the blade from spinning.
Great point.
Yeah, you check, because when it gets hung up and you pull on it, sometimes the clevis will bend in like that, and make sure that clevis is
all the way open.
Perfect U shape.
That's another great point. The shaft of the spinner needs to be perfectly straight as you can make it. And the clevis, I know that I have overlooked that more times, going, why is the spinner not working right? If I'm fishing salmon out of a boat, and it's just a regular old spinner on the anchor kind of thing, and then you look at it and that clevis got pinched somehow.
Doesn't take much.
And it's not spinning like it's supposed to. Great answer. Greg, thanks for your phone call.
Good question.
Can I take one now, or should we wait? Let's wait. I'm just going to do this the right way. We're going to stay on time. So there's the first one. We've got multiple more coming in for Bill. When we come back, we're going to have a couple more questions for Bill. Along with that, we're going to have a tech tip coming up on one of the things that he likes to do to dress up a maxi jig. We'll be back with that in just a little bit. Thanks, man. That was a good one. We'll be right back.
Outdoor GPS is brought to you by P-Line, because we fish, by Hawken Fishing, perfection in fishing gear, and by Haxton's Canvas and Upholstery, the trusted name of the Pacific Northwest.